Hey trainers, Poke Dad here, along with the Dancing Bear at first base.
KK Shiv 128?
Great Ultra Beast in his habitat.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Here on Pokemon Deck Check, we've got the Masters Top 8 we're going to look at, go over, try to predict the meta for Roanoke, Virginia, the next regional next weekend after Thanksgiving. So,
That's where Roanoke is.
Roanoke, Virginia. Real quick, who's this being brought to you by?
Ink Gaming, your answer to all your customizable tabletop gaming needs.
Indeed they are. If you need a custom playmat, custom dice bag, they got you covered. Check them out. Okay, let's dive into this. Masters Top 8. Get us started there, young gun.
Sword Decidueye.
Okay, what's interesting about that deck?
You don't like Decidueye.
Other than that, this is a Lily-based variant for Ultra Ball, for Nest Ball, and I believe for Great Ball. So no Professor Elm. Very interesting. Just opted for tons of balls. And
That's just the way he likes it.
and lilies. Balls and lilies. Moving on to number 2 on the list. Number
Buzzball,
2.
Ninetales, Lycanroc.
Schmansky apparently had the same testing results as us, knowing that Buzzwole, Ninetales, and Lycanroc paired together is a solid combination, correct?
It is.
However, we, in the end, preferred just straight Buzzwole, Ninetales.
We do.
We felt that the bench was cluttered with the Lycanroc line, but definitely see the value in the Lycanroc, right?
There is quite a lot of the value.
Using it to go in against the psychic attackers with Claw Slash, 110 plus the Diancie 130. Pretty sweet, pretty nice stuff. So,
Except for resistance on Giratina, but other than that, it's pretty good.
all right. Well, it does play Kukui to get over that hump. We did see that deck win seniors, so I would definitely anticipate an uptick in that deck. And perhaps senior division and junior division. And possibly masters, right?
Right.
Next deck, what you got?
Zoro Control.
Zora Control, piloted by most of the top American players. Tord basically invented this deck back for the North America Intercontinental. And then it slowly faded away due to
Uprising and Buzzwalls.
Uprising and Baby Buzz for the world format, which we'll cover. Because we have to look at history when we try to predict the upcoming meta. So we'll circle around back to that. Next deck.
Gramble.
Gramble, this was kind of a surprise for us, right?
Sorta.
Well, I mean, we knew how strong the deck was. We knew it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have to be extremely skillful to pilot it, right?
It takes a lot of testing.
And it's fragile. We saw it in some of the streams. There was times where he couldn't get an attack off just because he had unplayable cards in his hand. No way to get rid of it. Also interesting, we saw the Zeb Strika line.
How'd that get there?
How did that happen, I wonder, huh? If you can go back and look through our videos about Zeb Strika, you will see Gramble on the list. So, there we are. Tooting the old horn a bit. That's okay. Next deck.
Oh, another Zoro Control.
Oh, another Zora Control. Another, I believe this one's Altavila. The ultimate winner of the event. Lots of answers to Gramble in it, and some other neat little stuff that we can get into. Next deck.
Blacephone.
Mr. Lesage, Zach piloted the party balloon to a top 8 finish. Definitely interesting text in that we actually didn't think of. The energy switches to quickly power up a party balloon, most notably. Very cool, right?
We didn't think of it in the Blacephone deck, but we thought of it in the Rayquaza with Naganadel and all that jazz, but not Blacephone.
No, that came as quite a surprise actually when we saw him flipping over energy switches with the party balloon. So very very cool stuff. Definitely worked. Definitely. We'll be adjusting the list accordingly. I also found it interesting that only one sightseer in the deck.
Hmm.
So I found that pretty interesting too. So next deck.
Zoro Decidueye Ninetales.
Now Rukan and Russell Lepar and a bunch of others were definitely hyping this deck. That it had a lot of answers to a lot of different stuff, different matchups. So it was nice to see it make a top 8. So it was a good call by them. If you happen to uh, build the deck and take it to the tournament, you probably had a solid outcome, right?
Yeah.
And then the final,
Zoroark.
Zororock, one of our picks, right?
Yeah, because we thought you could do a lot of techs and make it really spicy.
We felt it had a really good party balloon matchup with the right techs. Also, auto win Malamar is always a good thing. And I think that's probably the most surprising thing we see on here, right?
I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Zord decks.
Yeah, we definitely knew that there would be an uptick because Zorak is so versatile that you can tech for the party balloon while not sacrificing the Malamar matchup. So, definitely good stuff. So, what did we learn from the Latin America?
Zork's pretty good.
Zorak control is pretty good, and I think Gramble was very surprising. Not surprised by Party Balloon. Do you have the numbers of the most popular deck, Dancing Bear?
Yes, I do.
We can go over that real quick.
I'll go over the top 4 most popular.
Okay. Top 4 most popular. What you got?
Out of the 45 decks, we got 6 Zoro Control,
Okay.
5 Party Man, 4 Grand Bull, and 6 Zoro Rock.
So here we go with the most popular in order, kind of Zoro Control, Party Balloon, Gramble, Zoro Rock.
6, 5, 4, 6.
So, do you see? Now we're going to try to predict. We'll kind of go through our process. This is going to be a longer video. Bear with us. We'll get there. Just hang tight. Let's go through our process. If we were going to pick a deck for Masters for the following regional, which is next weekend in Roanoke, you have to have a good matchup here and here. This is just going to get more played. Mm-hmm. Agreed?
It had a good showing in juniors, seniors, and masters.
So, do you see this being more played?
Not more than Blazeathon, but
I see more people playing it, but that doesn't translate into people being good with it, right?
Right.
If we're just being honest, it's hard to pilot. There will be more people playing it, but probably not the top tier players. Let's go that direction, right?
Right.
So that leaves us with, do you think more people are going to play Zorak Control?
Then what?
Than Party Balloon?
Sure.
So I don't think people play more. I think people like this because it's easy. It's not a lot of thinking involved, and I'm butchering that because obviously it does take skill to pilot, but compared to Gramble or Zoroark, the skill cap is lower, right?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We're just shooting to you straight. It takes less skill to pilot this than it does these two. So I think for that reason, I think you will definitely see an uptick in Blazeathon. So I'll put it up here. I think it'll be the most popular going into Roanoke. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay, what is going to be the second most popular?
Zoro Control.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think a lot of people are going to pick it up and try to play it?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder about that. I actually kind of disagree. I think more people are likely to pick up Buzzwall Lycanroc to counter, because if you can shore up this matchup with the Lycanroc and possibly Ninetales, and you have a decent matchup against this, I can see more people playing Buzzwole Lycanroc.
Okay.
So let's put it, for now, let's put it third.
I'd still say that 9 or Blaze Fun matchup is still kind of shaky.
It is, but I think you could shore it up, especially with Ninetales.
Yeah.
Um, where are we at with Malamar? Where does Malamar fit in all this?
I think
With all the Zorak going around, where does Malamar fall?
I think it's kind of low.
I think it's. So are we not saying it's a safe play?
I don't think it's a safe play anymore.
You don't think it's safe?
No.
You think there's too much of a target, there's too much Zorak? Or do you think people are going to be targeting Zorak with Buzzwall, and so that opens the door for Malamar?
If it was a seniors, then yeah. But Masters aren't going to counter the counter and all that wombo jumbo.
History tells us Masters will gravitate 75% of the time towards whatever's winning. Unless it's just a completely far-fetched deck. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, in Japan, we saw Party Balloon do good. A lot of Masters flocked to it. How many Malamars were in the top 65 or whatever?
Malamar, 3.
So 3 Malamars made top 65. Okay. Okay, so let's take a little trip back down memory lane. Toward wins with Zora Control, right?
Right.
So it's top dog. Going into Worlds, all the hype is around this deck. It's awesome. It has answers to everything. What 2 decks did people show up to destroy it?
Buzzwall Lycanroc and Buzzwall Garbodor.
Buzzwall Lycanroc to destroy it. And I'm just going to leave the Macargo on there. That way people know. There we go. Keep it simple. And Buzzgarb Shrine, right?
Just put the Garbodor on top. Stop going with the 2 cards.
Okay. Buzzgarb Shrine and Buzzwall Lycanroc to counter the Zora Control. And then Schultz did something interesting, right? They knew that these 2 decks would probably be countering all the Zora Control, so he played something that has a really good matchup here in Zorak Garbodor.
Yeah.
So he kind of countered the counter.
How many other people countered the counter?
I remember Tord playing Zorogarb. That whole team played Zorogarb.
Yeah.
But everyone else, Pablo, all the Americans, and everyone else played one of these 2.
Mm-hmm.
To counter here. So let's use that knowledge. So we're going into Roanoke. This is clearly the dominant deck, right?
Right.
So it now has a target on its back. So what are you going to play, or what gives you the best chance to counter this? Either Buzz Shrine or Buzz Lycanroc?
Yeah.
Okay, so what counters these 2 the best?
Yeah.
Malamar. Okay, so you have a decision basically. All right, real quick, where does Party Balloon fall in this kind of diamond right here?
Up here, top dog.
So you think it's up here?
Yeah, I think it's.
So you have to answer these 2 decks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think this has a good answer for both.
And I agree. I think Buzzgarb Shrine has a beautiful answer to both of these.
Hmm.
I completely agree with that assessment. So, and then this, um, the Buzzgarb Shrines, I think Malamar destroys that. Absolutely annihilates that, right?
Yeah.
So we'll put it on this side. So what kind of counters this also?
Malamar.
Malamar. See where we're going with this, folks? And let's just eliminate Gramble because it's super high skill, right?
I mean, a lot of people still did play it.
A lot of people are going to play it, but it's high skill. You can just lose a lot of times because you make a mistake or a hiccup. So where does that leave us with this side? Where does Buzzwole Ninetales fall in all this?
I think it's kind of low. I mean, it has a good matchup against Zoro Control. It has a fair matchup against Blacephalon.
I'd say that's probably its hardest matchup. And then where are we at with Buzzgarb Shrine? Struggles,
That's probably a bad matchup.
Yeah, I think it struggles against Buzzgarb Shrine. So you're taking a bad matchup here and here.
Bad matchup there.
And then you're probably taking a bad matchup against Malamar. Right?
Yeah.
So I would kind of, but on the other hand, against your, if Zorak variants are being played, then it's going to have super good. But it's kind of risky, huh?
Yeah, I think it is kind of risky.
So Buzzwole Ninetales is a little too risky to our liking, right?
Right.
Where does Zoroark fall in this?
Good matchup for the weakness and all that. I think that's.
I think you can short up. You can short up with Tex. I'm okay with that.
Bad matchup. Bad matchup. Good matchup.
So it's safer than, say, Buzzwole Ninetales.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a loss here, right?
Right.
To the Shrine. And then it probably takes a loss here to the Buzzwole Lycanroc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But it has 3 other really good matchups. So would you say that's a safe play?
I think it's pretty safe.
I think it's pretty safe too, folks. So let's just eliminate Gramble. Now the Decidueye variants, which I didn't pull out a Decidueye deck. I'm sorry. Go ahead and talk about Decidueye. Where does that fall in all of this? People love Decidueye.
I think the matchup against Zoro Control could be pretty good. With your ability to just do damage without any energy in play, I think that's pretty strong. Okay. Then against Blacephalon, I think you can set up the numbers really good, and it takes a lot for them to one-shot the Blacephalon.
Well, it's hitting for weakness.
No, not Decidueye, but Zoroark. Discarding 5 energies.
Oh.
Here, I think... Does it run grass energy?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the matchup here is okay. It's slightly not good.
Well, would Feather Arrow plus the 90 get you there? That's 180. Feather Arrow 200.
Yeah, that part's good, but...
So I think it's a good matchup.
The Buzzwole.
Yeah, the Buzzwole is going to be difficult because it can easily start targeting your Vulpix and your Rowlets.
Unless you're able to do...
Or Zoruas.
The GX attack of Ninetales. And you can kind of set up the numbers fairly well with 2 Feather Arrows. That brings it down to 150. Choice Band, Full Bench, DC, Zoroark.
So, yeah, I don't know enough about that matchup to say for certain. And we're kind of, would you say that you're a Decidueye player?
No.
I'm not either. And so I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you to play Decidueye or not play Decidueye. You have to make that decision yourself. If you're a Decidueye player and you feel comfortable against all these matchups, then by all means play it. We are not going to give you false information or false hope and tell you to take it into a tournament because we don't know enough about it. Okay? I'm sorry. We don't know everything. Spoiler alert.
I think it'd be a good deck though to play.
If you're a Decidueye player and you're comfortable piloting it and you want to just have your brain going 50 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour all day long for 15 rounds, then by all means do it. I like to kind of shut off my brain and just play sometimes.
Like a Blaze Fawn?
Yeah. I mean, that's reminiscent to just Darkrai, Max Elixir, Attach, Turbo Darkrai builds.
Yeah.
But I'm not that kind of player either. I would play a Zoroark variant, honestly. I would play Zoroark Control, or I'd play a Buzzwole variant. So rambling. So what's the play? What's the safest play, and then what's going to win?
Okay. I think a safe play would kind of be. I think Malamar would be a safe play. Because as long as you can avoid that matchup, then you have a good matchup against Blacephalon, Garbodor, Buzzwole, and the Buzzwole deck.
So that's off the screen a little bit. Sorry about that. So you think Malamar Giratina is the safe play?
Sure.
So you're anticipating more of these rather than more of these?
Yeah, I think so.
You think these are going to be more popular than what counters, right?
Other way around. The counters will be more popular than the actual deck.
Oh, okay. Dancing Bear throwing out some hot Pokemon opinions. I think these will be more popular. Okay, I don't think this will be popular.
I don't think it will be.
I think this will be most popular. But I think there'll be more of these than there will be that.
Well, it's a good thing that Malamar has a hot counter against all three of those decks.
Yep. So I actually agree with the Dancing Bear. I think Malamar is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So what would you play if you were going to win it?
I don't really know. When you say that, do you mean me personally or like anyone?
If you were going to the tournament and you wanted to win it, it's first place or bust. What are you playing?
I'd probably just play Buzzwole, Lycanroc with counters and stuff. I don't know. But if it wasn't me and I like to play Decidueye, I'd play that, honestly.
What?
The Decidueye.
You would?
Yeah. Good matchup. You can set up the numbers to hit, to get the knockout there. You can one-shot the Zoroarks and the Orangaroos, and then you can use Hollow Hunt GX to get back your DCEs. And then the matchup here, and I don't know how that would go, but I mean, you can one-shot the Lycanrocs. I think it'd be fine, I guess. I think the one rough matchup would be Buzzwole Shrine.
Yeah, I agree. Malamar's probably really safe. But I also think Buzzwole Lycanroc can be really safe.
I agree with that.
And that's with or without the Ninetales. So, I don't like straight Buzzwole Ninetales for this because I think there is going to be Garbodor Shrine, and I do think that there's going to be an uptick in Malamar.
Uh-huh.
If I didn't think these two decks would be played, then I would for sure recommend a Buzzwole variant. So, but I actually think Buzzgarb Shrine could be safe in Masters too.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely not play Zoro Control. Right? Eliminate that.
All right.
Definitely eliminate Party Balloon. It's going to have a target on its back. So that leaves us with those. And of these, since I'm not a Decidueye player, I'm going to eliminate that if I'm picking a deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking, honestly, probably either Malamar, Zoroark, or Buzzwole Lycanroc. I don't really care for the Shrine deck, so we just put that down here.
I agree with that.
I'm taking one of these three. Right? Can we agree on that?
I think we can.
Okay, so, we're just going by history and what information we have now. And if you base it on what happened at North America Intercontinental, which led to the World Championship, Zoroark Lycanroc dominating, and then Worlds you saw Buzzgarb Shrine, Buzzwole Lycanroc, and ultimately Zoroark Garbodor. So, take it as you will. I think I like this, honestly, Zoroark Lycanroc, because I can add a 1/1 line of that.
Or even a Weavile.
I can add a Weavile. I can add, there's plenty of room to add whatever text I want. If I want Buzzwole to kind of counter the control deck variant, there's room. Or maybe the Zoroark Solgaleo list that we've been working on, huh?
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good, folks. We'll be showcasing it more, but
I'll just say it has a really good counter against that.
Yes, it has a super good counter here against the control decks. So,
accelerate that energy.
Something to think about, folks. Zoroark Solgaleo with Weavile, right?
Can't even see the two decks at the bottom.
Oops. They just think that we're just pointing at nothing. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Party Balloon, Zoroark Control, super popular.
Target on the back.
They've got a target on their back. Shore up these two matchups, and then make sure you don't have a bad Buzzwole Lycanroc or a Buzzgarb Shrine matchup, right?
Right.
Or possibly a Malamar. So, most popular that we're anticipating. That. What's next? Buzzwole Lycanroc?
Sure.
Buzzgarb Shrine. And then I think Malamar, Zoroark, Decidueye. There we go. Party Balloon, Zoroark Control, Zoroark Lycanroc, Buzzgarb Shrine, Malamar, Zoroark, Decidueye variants, Gramble, Ninetales, Buzzrock. So, you got anything else, Dancy Bear?
No.
Other than having the hiccups? Finally, I was waiting for them to start. So.
I think there's only just one.
Okay. So what's the play? What should they play? Decidueye?
Yeah, just get good with it real quick.
Dance Bear's calling it Decidueye. Poke Dad is going with
Zoroark Lycanroc.
either Buzzwole Lycanroc or Zoroark. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so till next time, be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.